I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So our topic is understanding the 5 C's of communication.
Communication.
Yeah. So what are the 5 C's? So there are exciting things, very interesting things, because we do communicate when we write, and communication is not only about your talking skills. Whatever what you write, you are communicating. Especially when you are writing a content, you are not writing a story where you can allow your imagination to flow as you like. But here, when you are writing a content, you have to be very careful that you are writing for somebody, your readers, your audience. So, okay. So before we start explaining the 5 C's of communication, we have to talk about the setting the tone. How to set the tone of the communication. Number one, it is appeal to the audience emotion. What? Just a minute. Let me admit. Hi, Kavita. Good evening. So we have just started. You are right on time. So I was telling that how to set the tone of communication. Whenever you start writing a single word, you have to keep this thing in mind before I go to the 5 C's of communication. Appeal to the audience emotion. Most of the writers make a big mistake. They write according to their emotion. And we as a human being, we tend to get into the flow of our own emotions. Even I have faced the same thing. I have also made these mistakes a lot. But what audiences have, what is audience emotion, what is their need, what is their fear, what is their concern, what is their demand. Suppose that one of the biggest concerns, if you consider health, that is the weight gain. Audience is very much worried about the weight gain. Now if you address their this emotion, that if I how can I help them in suggesting the providing a good information about their weight management or weight loss. Okay, so here you are addressing the audience emotion. Okay, this is one thing. Suppose they are looking for some pleasurable things, sometimes they are looking for the some solutions. So here the audience emotion, your target will be to appeal to the audience emotion. Next is show empathy. Showing empathy means you have to step into their shoes. Suppose if you have been looking for some weight gain, weight management tactics, so what would you have done? What would be your pain? So you have to step into the audience shoes. You have to think, you have to hear and learn things from their perspective. This is a very long-term practice. You cannot achieve in one day. But as you progress in your writing, as you write more, you will find it clear that how to show empathy in your writing. Then abandon rigid thinking. Rigid thinking means nothing is perfect, nothing is generalized. Don't write anything generalized, because people are tired of hearing the generalized comments, generalized thinking. So this should happen, this should not do. Nothing is fixed. So you have to be flexible. You have to be very open minded. Suppose if you take eggs, you will be gaining weight, you will be having some blood cholesterol problems. That is not always the case. So here you are having some preconception and ideas that, yeah, if I take eggs regularly, I will gain weight, my blood cholesterol level will shoot. This is a very common thing. So here it is a form of rigid thinking. What you have to do, you have to be open minded. If you place your content, place your words in such a manner that it allows a flexibility. Okay, if you take one or two things, may not be hampered. If you do take more in number, it may affect your health. So in this way, you have to place things. Another thing is that inflate your audience ego. Your audience loves that if you pamper them. Ego means inflating their ego means, suppose if you are offering some discounts or some offering some beauty tips. Okay, fine. You are already beautiful. How to enhance your beauty by this following tips? First, you tell them that Yeah, you are beautiful, you are good looking. That no, you are ugly, you are not looking fine. No, don't write in that manner. You are already good looking. So these are the beauty tips that can improve your appearance. Audience ego means always be that, show that you attitude. Suppose, and one example is there, that one person was saying that we have approved your bank loan. This is already always not the thing. But if you say, congratulations, your bank loan has been approved, that means you are placing the you, that person, your audience as the first. Okay. Instead of placing yourself at the first. Am I making clear to you? Are you just following my points? Because these are very critical.
Yes, ma'am.
Kavita, can you please?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. You are audible and completely clear.
Okay, you're following my points, I hope. Any questions regarding this point? Rigid thinking, what is it? How can you avoid that? Anything? Any question regarding that? Actually, why that rigid thinking, I would like to point out another important thing, that we have this thing, this develops from our preconceived notions. We always, our human brain, human brain is very lazy. They don't try, they don't intend to try, think differently. It is we that we have to force them. Okay, think differently, do this thing differently. So the human brain will always try, come on, this is what I have known and this is final, and this will go on for in every cases. Here we make the mistake in communication. So always be open minded, think of various possibilities, try to think of various perspectives, see things very from different perspectives. That's the reason in the challenges of content writing, I explained why reading is so important. The more you read, you develop more perceptions, and definitely you develop flexibility in your thoughts. That is very important. Let me go to the next slide. Now I'm coming to the main point. 5 C's of communication in content writing. What is the 5 C's? Context. What are you writing and why? What are you writing? That context means the what is happening around you. And based on that, what is the current demand? I explained this thing in a previous master classes also, that context is very important. Suppose if you write if you write any topic that doesn't matter to anybody, that doesn't help anybody, that will not, you are just writing for your own self pleasure, fine, that's good, but it will not help anybody. That will not serve the object of your content writing. That means what are you writing and why you are writing. You must have something in your mind that, okay, I am giving this information because if my audience gets this information, he or she will be, they will be benefiting, they will be doing this thing in this manner, so that it will be, they will benefit in their profession, in their life, or whatever it is, or they may earn some money, it may enhance the earnings. So there should be some beneficial aspect. That is the why part. And what part means what you are writing, what I am writing, the things that I am writing, is it really going to benefit them, or I am just making some imaginary content? I don't know what is whether it will work or not. No, here you have to be very very clear about the context, what you are writing and why you are writing. Compassion. People like somebody who solves their problems. Not always. If you are unable to solve their problem every time, at least you can help them, you can show them, come on, if you go this path, or if you do this, your problem can be solved, because I have done this and I have benefited. Here you are sharing your experience, you are showing your compassion, and people will love that. This is the second account. Showing compassion is a very important part in your content writing. And this compassion showing means does not means, oh, I am feeling so sad, going on putting on some emotional words. No, not that. Your sentence and words will be constructed in such a way that ultimately that the reader audience will feel, okay, fine, this or this writer or this person is trying to help me, and they will cling to you. You know, people are always looking for support, always looking for some help, some information that will help in their lives, in their personal life or professional life, or whatever you can say. Curiosity. Whenever you are in the right context, you have appealed the audience, you have placed your compassionate attitude. Now you have developed the curiosity. They will start taking interest. Okay. So why, what is the person saying? Okay, fine. Is it right? Shall I try? That thing will come in their mind. If they, whether in the long run they will be adapting your, or they will be taking your advice or information, that's a different story. The first thing that they will be having curiosity. That is because if you are in the context, if you show compassion, definitely they will take, the curiosity will be rising in their mind, and that is your objective in the communication and writing, so that they take interest in you, what you say and what you write. Clarity. Clarity means what, if you have to be very clear about what you are writing. If you're not clear about what you are writing in your words, in your expression, definitely you cannot attract the audience. Okay, that's clear the thing. But how to express your clarity? I think that yes, you know your subject matter very well, but if you express them in a very complex manner, using long terms, technical terms too much instead of simple words, now will you feel that the audience will read? Definitely not. And you have to be very specific. Specific in the sense, if you do this you will be losing weight in the within very short time. This is doesn't have, this is not at all a specific comment. We have done this. That's the reason we are seeing lots of, say, increase in sales. On the other hand, what will be the specific things? If i if i take this much of calorie, this much of food for 10 days or 15 days, you will lose weight, 1 kg or 2 kg weight in 30 days, 20 days or 35 days. This is a specific. And be very careful. Whenever you are specific, you must be very sure that whatever you are saying, it is true, it is practically achievable, not some unrealistic hyper words, stuff with hype words. Not that. It should be practically achievable. We have done this. Suppose we have introduced a special tactics in marketing. Suppose we have increased our advertising spend in marketing, this advertising in marketing, and we are seeing 3 times rise in sales. That is the specific. The sales is growing. No, that is not a specific. We are seeing 3 times rise in sale. Whenever you are specifying numbers, some quantifying data, I should say, then it becomes specific. People start believing you, and yeah, they will cross check whatever you are saying, it is right or wrong. Concise. Cut a long story short. This is a very difficult part. Every content writers will have to go through it. Yes, we have the tendency to explain. Even I do have. Even after so many after so many years of experience, I also fail to make the things very. Just a minute, 1 second. Even after spending so many years in writing, I have seen that okay, I have talked too much about whether I could have made it much shorter. So this needs practice and needs careful attention, because as a writer, what we do, we get into the flow of writing. When thoughts start flowing, it is very tough to put brakes in it. Okay, so obviously, and whenever you start elongating things, yeah, some things need explanation that you have to provide, and but you provide in a very nice and a concise way, then it will be fine. Okay, but try to make it as short as possible. Use less, give more. That means use less words, give more impact. And today, the concept is less is more. So cut a long story short, this is a very last thing you have to remember in the 5 C's of content writing. Next thing is very important. Why it is so important? You emerge a gifted storyteller. If you follow these 5 steps, you have to be very gifted storyteller. Only that we see people don't have so much time to listen to your narration. Okay, so those 5 C's of communication, if you practice regular, if you are conscious about that, and if you maintain, stick to those things whenever you are writing, just keep a small, a small write pad, write those 5 things before writing, see to it, and then you start writing. Fine. So you will become a very good storyteller. People love to hear stories, but the start and the ending matters. Okay, how the way you start, that means starting means you appeal to the emotion, what I have said in the first slide. You get connected, you undershow their compassion, you share your feelings, you realize their values, their pains, their concerns, their in love points or pleasure points, you understand, and then you start narrating the story. And when you end, give a valuable solution. It should add value. Okay, what I was looking for, I got it. That audience should feel this. This was what I was looking for, and I got it. Nothing but boring narrations puts them off. Even if you it is nothing new, it is a very old thing, but we tend to forget the simple thing, simple basic thing. So we go on explaining things for a long time, and don't know whether your audience has left or whether the audience is paying attention to you or not. So here you have to be very careful. Create easy to follow analogies. Small events from daily life strikes gold. Okay. Easy to follow analogies means, suppose you are explaining a concept. Just give a small analogy means similar examples. Not like similes, but analogical examples that from daily events, the way we, what to say, the way daily simple activities that we carry on. So these analogies make things very interesting. You will find many things whenever you come to reading something. You will find these analogies a lot. I just can show you one thing, that one day I was saying that I can explain one thing, that a clumsy website is just like a clumsy grocery store. People don't want to visit those clumsy grocery store. Why the people like to visit a very nice the provisional store, a nice, well decorated, because it pleases. It gives an aesthetic value. Fine, I can find my things. That's the reason people visit it. But nobody wants to visit a clumsy grocery store. Same thing whenever you create, just as I am telling an example, a clumsy website. When people enter the website, okay, fine, I am not getting what I have to search a lot, search a lot. So these are the sort of analogies you can give in your writing, provided it's needed. If it is not needed, then don't add anything extra. Resonate with your audience. Yes, that is a very little bit tough thing. It is not easy. Yes, so always when you start building up your audience, your writing will automatically resonate what the audience likes. They like simple things, they like simple concepts. I told our brain is very lazy, and you know that lazy brain takes the decision making from other parts of the brain, and you have to target that part. You have to make those lazy brains come on. You be lazy, you relax. What I am saying, it will not be taxing. This should be the approach whenever you are writing or whenever you are presenting something, that whatever I am saying, whatever I am writing, it will not make, okay, fine, it is like solving a complex integration problem. No, that should not be the case. Now the etiquette part. Yes, writing as communication. Whenever we speak, whenever we show gestures in communication, in your speaking skills, similar in writing also, you have to maintain certain etiquettes. Sorry, it got skipped. Just a minute. Just a minute. What is the etiquette part? Use simple languages so that the audience doesn't feel that they are stupid. If you use too much of bombastic words, too much of technical words, audience feel that you are testing their knowledge. They will think that okay, you are not finding them well educated, so you are just overwhelming them with your complex words. Never. That is the first part of the etiquette. Get to the point immediately within 2 to 3 lines. Make your point and avoid exaggeration. There is a subtle difference, between explanation and exaggeration. Don't go for it. Whatever you have to explain, you have to explain, but don't exaggerate. Suppose in a beautification, if you say, if you have cream, for example, you are writing a product review of a cream. Okay, that will brighten your skin, or like that, this will go away, the dark spots will go away, you will be feeling good, what to say, your skin will become smooth. Now if you go on exaggerating that your skin will become like a celebrity, like mentioning that of Aishwarya Roy or any other celebrity, then that is some hype things and exaggeration. Another thing, do not overhype your offerings. If you are offering some service, okay, that means if you are offering a digital marketing service, a content writing service, suppose that yes, my content will provide this information that will help these people to take this measure. Okay, no, what I am writing, it will make you this, it will make you that, and you go on overhyping whatever your offer is. That means if it adds the value of 2%, you are overhyping it to 50%. Not that case. You will lose the credibility. You will lose authority. Whatever your offerings are, be specific to that. Okay, if I do this, you will be getting 10% of 10% increase in the benefits, not that 50%. That means uh, a cream. If you are offering a cream, it will not make you beautiful like Cinderella like that, or fairy queen like that. Yes, it will improve your skin texture. It will improve your glow by 10%, 15%. That is what you have gathered. So be very, very sober tone. We maintain a very sober tone whenever you are advertising or promoting your offerings. And yes, personalize your content to serve different categories. You will be having different types of categories. Your audience, some too much educated, some zero educated because still they need the information, some middle educated. So here, after studying the background, after studying the things, you have to personalize your content. That is another important part. And yes, these things develop. Personalization comes later when you have a very good grasp, or you have built a significant number of your followers or audience in your content writing process. Lastly, maintain a polite and cordial sign off. Whenever you end, suppose you are asking to send your comment, asking your feedback, whatever you do, or you are offering to buy your product. It can happen. You are writing a content to encourage your audience to buy a product or service. You have to be very polite. Buy this and you will get this. No, please try to share your comment, maintain a very polite attitude while you are offering something, or you are persuading somebody to buy your product. Okay, next, this is the last part. I have made this presentation shorter because the concepts are not that short. Concepts are very elaborate, and definitely I would like that you will be sharing your feedback and other feedback and comments in my YouTube and other channels, which I have shared with you, in my WhatsApp group also. And we have a little bit of time, so we can go for some question answer sessions. You can unmute yourself and start asking me questions about what, even if you are not clear about any concept, let me know that all as well. Okay, so you can start asking me questions, whatever questions you have. Anybody, any question?
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah. Kavita, tell me.
Actually, in this, whatever you have taught today, that those things I got clear about those things.
Mhm.
But personally, I have a few doubts regarding technical documentation part.
Like technical document, can you please explain me a bit?
With respect to, I mean, different user manuals and guides, etc. How to
Okay,
be.
okay.
I
SOPs
think
or
it
guide.
comes under technical writing part. I think both technical
Absolutely.
and the content writings are both different. I think, but
No, no, it
if
is also,
possible,
it is.
in one session
Mhm.
to teach on documentation and various forms of documentation, how effectively we could do it.
Yeah, I can take one class on this, no problem. That is not a big issue. But let me tell you the easiest thing. Whenever you are writing any technical thing, first you are writing the same thing applies, same formula applies, that what you are going to present and why you are going to present and what is the objective. First, you have to be very sure of the objective. If you are, suppose, if you are writing about an mechanical big device, an instrument, suppose, then what the instrument you have, somebody has told you, come on, you write this about this in this instrument. So what is your objective? That you want to make audience learn how to run the instrument, or you want the audience to learn about the instrument, or everything is possible in
Hmm.
everything in total. So firstly, you just firstly in a short, within three sentences explain your objective. Then go for the features of the instrument, then benefits, why, and then competitive benefits, why it is better than the other instrument. That is the reason this instrument is
Hmm.
highly priced, but the others is not. But some, there must be another bigger, better instrument which is even more highly priced. So, and then what the benefits of this instrument is giving, what are the after the features and pricing, what are the benefits? Okay, what and how the person or the concerned organization will run the instrument. Okay, what are the precautions, do's and don'ts, safety issues. These are all the standard operating procedures or SOP or guide manual you can create. And lastly,
Okay.
some pros and cons. Don't hide the disadvantages also. You have to be very open. Whenever you are highlighting the good points, yeah, I have my instrument, this, does that, or like that. But at the same time, where your instrument is not up to the mark, where it is having little bit problem, that you also discuss. And even better, if you can explain that what you can do, what the audience can, how you can help the audience to overcome all those difficulties if possible. So this is, you have to divide the entire documentation in several parts and then focus on strictly on writing. And then technical jargon, if you are, if the documentation is meant for some what to say, some higher level presentation, no problem, you have to go for the technical jargons and technical things, terms and terms, because they people, they will understand. But if that instrument is meant
Actually,
for,
I got one thing. I mean,
hmm, yeah,
uh,
please.
actually, to some enterprise level HTech software manual, but it's for some only 3-4 page regarding a small descriptions of what they really do give. I mean, like a HTech software manual means regarding the MCQ question and answers part, question banks they provide, and the online tutoring they provide, etc. Almost 6-7 sections are there. I need to provide a brief descriptions regarding each part. It comes like a product manual at the end.
Product manual, okay, fine. That means you are being written, you have to write a tutorial, the benefits of a tutorial course, or a about some particular software.
I mean, yeah, the EdTech software is there. Software is
Software.
ready.
Okay,
It is
okay,
ready
okay,
for use.
okay,
It is
okay,
enterprise level software. Even the
okay,
university
okay,
level
okay.
peoples used to see those
Okay, okay,
stuffs.
okay. That means what I have told that will applicable well, because in the university level means you have to benefit how you have to say that how it will benefit the professor, or if it is meant for students that you have to benefit. MCQs I
I
don't
mean,
know.
audience is diverse. Even the tutors is there. Students used to see. Even the university level professors used to see this material. So we need to write in different audience perspective.
Different audience perspective you have to write. Yeah, for the students it could be a little bit different, and for the experts it will be different. That's the reason I told you that they need to understand the nitty gritties of that software. But the students, those who will be users, I think you can avoid those detailed nitty gritties. Okay, because see the our
I'm
purpose. You have to focus on the purpose. The experts, whenever you are writing for the experts, their objective is different. They will see, come on, I want to see the nitty-gritty, how this thing will work and how will this thing work. But the student will see that whether this will facilitate my process or not. They may not be, I don't know on the actual the real scenario, but they may not be interested to go in the nitty-gritty. They may be interested to know the features, how the software works, and how it will help them ultimately without taking too much time in learning. So that also you have to
yeah.
mention in a very simple way, so that it doesn't take too much
I mean,
time to learn that, to operate, to run that
okay, okay.
software.
Main intention is to get into the students' point of views because they are the
Okay, okay, okay. That means then you have to be very, what I say, very simple explanation, technical things as the minimum things, because the students, they are quite educated. So minimum technical things you have to mention, that this technical thing will help you in this because of this
I think I need
feature.
to get some screenshots of those processes like in Snagits,
That's a,
etc.
that's
Uh,
a,
green
that if they demand, then you have to. So here I just start
green
from
shots,
that.
each section with some picto visual graphic I need to
Yeah,
put
yeah,
and
yeah.
then need to define the each part how actually if I go to through that option this will going to work and etc. In the simple way we need to provide and make the students clear about that particular app.
By the way, Kavita, I will suggest you one good way. Have you ever gone through YouTube video tutorials? You can,
Yeah, yeah, I usually go through.
yeah, or Microsoft tutorials. See the way they present the SOPs. Very nice. You can take
Actually,
ideas.
because
Yeah.
to the short documents, word is enough, right, ma'am? I mean,
Mhm.
for some long documentation, there are some tools like Data, Oxy, XML, RoboHelp.
That I am not aware. That I am not aware of. But regarding this documentation and that your SOP and guide manuals, I find that for the basic things, your YouTube video tutorials or Microsoft tutorials, in fact, I should say, not the YouTube only. Microsoft tutorials
Oh,
are really worth following, so that you have the basic skeleton. Now, depending upon your objective, depending upon the demand, you can scale up, and that will depend on your background. Your background will support you that where to scale up and where to stop. That will that you have to decide as per the requirement. But the basic skeleton, I think you will be getting there